Good morning and welcome to the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network. And today's topic is the power of intention and connection and the seemingly miraculous results that we can achieve with pretty minimal effort. So it should be an interesting conversation, but before we get started, let's take a minute or two to get present. So let's take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And imagine clean, crisp oxygen flooding your lungs, flowing into your bloodstream, nourishing all your cells, all your organs, bringing vital life energy to your body and being. And as you exhale any tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's take another deep breath in through your nose and hold it. This time, imagine brilliant, bright light lighting you up from the inside out, illuminating, electrifying, and energizing all your cells, all your molecules, your electrons, creating a brilliant beam of energy and light from your heart out into the world. And as you exhale any remaining tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's press our palms together and vigorously rub your hands together to feel the friction, the temperature, the pressure, the motion, and the tickling and tingling when you stop, and allow all those sensations to bring you present right here, right now, into this remarkable physical form that enables you to experience life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so good to be here with you this morning. And today we're going to be talking about the power of intention and connection. And this comes from a discovery that I made in my my coaching group. We have a weekly group call, and we were looking for ways to be able to support each other that, rather than be depleting, were expansive, where the support enhanced our connection and was enriching to each of us. And so what we came upon was simply breathing together. So each person would express something that they wanted support with. And then everybody in the group would just put their attention on that person and the intention that that person had. And together we would breathe for a count of 3 breaths, breathing in at a count of 3, holding for a count of 3, exhaling for a count of 3, and holding for a count of 3. And we did that 3 times for each person. It was that simple. And remarkably, as a result of that focused intention, the person who had expressed the request for support felt a shift, felt a greater calm, felt a deeper sense of presence. And interestingly enough, one of the people who said that they really didn't experience anything had a result where their anxiety that they had requested support to clear, their anxiety about the issue that they had shared, disappeared and hasn't returned. And they had expressed that they didn't really experience any change during that process, and yet the issue that they were addressing dissolved. So it's kind of miraculous to imagine that our collectively directed intention and attention can enhance our sense of connection and also shift to create results, to actually make change. And I think it's a worthy experiment to engage with when we can collectively breathe into, in a very literal way, our intentions. And another result of this exercise that was so profound was that there was a much deepened sense of connection between the people that were in the group. And it's something so simple, that we don't really take time to do this. We don't take time to cultivate connection. We don't necessarily take time, even you're talking about a minute or two here of focused intention and creating a result like that supports people, that supports others, that enhances our connection, and creates a field of intentionality and imbues that field of intentionality with a certain vitality. Good morning, Rosalind. Welcome. So good to have you here with us this morning. We're talking about the power of intention and connection, and just how simple it can be to provide support for another while enhancing our experience of connection through something as simple as breathing together. And I wonder, like on an archetypal level, it makes sense that the simple act of breathing together can be so powerful because it's an affirmation and confirmation of our connectedness. The truth is that I breathe the air that you breathe. You breathe the air that I breathe. We breathe the air that is filled with molecules from the dinosaurs, from every creature that has ever inhabited the earth, from stardust, that we are all connected through the air that we breathe, through the atmosphere in which we live. And when we deliberately connect through that breath, I mean, we're connected through that breath all the time, but when we deliberately, consciously, intentionally connect through that breath, I think we're empowering that connection even more fully. And when we use that intention to carry, or we use that connection to carry a collectively held intention, remarkable things can happen. And I just love that idea. And even more than the idea, I love that we saw almost instantaneously, like as we were breathing together, we experienced a shift in our connectedness. So in this group, I've had a group that's met weekly for a number of the cohorts that I've run, and there was a lack of real connection between the people. It's hard to get to know people and to really, I just said it's hard, and it isn't. That's the thing, is that we discovered that just breathing together gave a deeper sense of connection. And also asking for support and being willing to receive support from people. So it deepens our experience of each other and allows us to be present for another person in a way that is mutually enriching. So that's kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting to realize that we can have such a dramatic impact with something so simple, just breathing. And so I wonder if we might not extend that practice into our own lives for ourselves, and with the people that we care about. So in our own lives, this is something I'm thinking about today. I have some things that I would like to get accomplished, and I asked for support around that yesterday. And it occurs to me that I can use this breathing to connect back with the people that were offering me that support, that I can breathe into that moment and connect it with this current moment through intentionality. And just through that act, I can provide a richer support for my intentions, for what I want to accomplish. And it's interesting, we talk a lot about mindfulness and presence and awareness, and it can be so simple. And we just forget. We forget that we have this magical power available to us at any moment, just as we breathe and presence ourselves and set a conscious and deliberate intention. So I invite you right now just to take a moment. Maybe we can just take a moment together to think of something that we would like support with, that we would like to be supported in, whether we're having challenges in relationship or in meeting a certain objective, in staying present within our being, just feeling anxiety that we would like to clear, whatever it is. I invite you to just take a moment and presence yourself to whatever that is. And we can collectively have intention to be offering support collectively and take a few moments to breathe together. And so with that support for each other in mind, we can imagine ourselves collectively holding hands over time and space in this ethereal realm, and just let's breathe. So let's take an inhale on the count of 3. So inhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, inhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, inhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, complete. And just take a deep breath and feel what has shifted. Feel your being, feel your sense of presence. Notice what may have softened by focusing that intention and that breath. So Rosalind says, sometimes I feel like I have to do things alone. I'd like to connect to the support and knowing that guidance is always there. Well, I really do think that this simple exercise can support you in that, Rosalind, because we can connect to the collective. We are connected to the collective. See, that's the thing. We are connected to the collective, and we can consciously and deliberately tap into that energy. We can consciously and intentionally align with that greater consciousness and focus our intention. And, to have more than one person doing this at the same time is super powerful. So even if you do this in a replay and breathe with, and we can be collectively amplifying that intention. And it's funny because the first time we did it, one of the people in the group was like, oh, this is so stupid. It feels so stupid. But they did it anyway. And it made a difference. They felt a difference. And it's interesting to me to think that that's the reaction, is like, this is so dumb. And yet it's so powerful. Maybe it feels like it's so dumb because it's so simple. And maybe it seems contrived to say, well, let's just breathe together. But isn't that quite remarkable that something so simple can be so profound? And what a gift to know that we don't have to overcomplicate everything, that we can activate a field of intention somewhat magically, that this power that is magical because it's almost inexplicable, that first of all, we truly can connect through the field with such power. And that something as simple as our breath, with our focused intention, can collectively affect change. I mean, we've heard about the studies of meditators, people meditating in a city and crime rates dropping and violence dissipating as a result of those meditations, that focused and collective intention. I think we're vastly more powerful than we recognize. And we also tend to want to overcomplicate things, that we can actually have an impact with a very elegant, simple effort. rather than being caught up in the obstacles. We can be present to potentials that we can activate by creating this field. So I really do believe more and more. I'm not even just believe. I step into the experience more and more that we are energy, that everything is energy. And when we relate to the world as energy and to ourselves as energetic beings, it opens the door for so much more capability, so much more power, that we can become more conscious of and masterful in the direction of energy, in the utilization, in the awareness, the focusing, the targeting of energy, the honing of it, the refinement of energy in our relationship to it. And as we become more conscious of energy, we become more conscious of the field that we are creating, the energetic field of potentials that we create through our intention or through lack of intention and attention. And perhaps if we were more cognizant of the field that we're creating, that we're generating, what is the energetic field that we create? Thoughts are things too. Thoughts have their frequency. Emotions have a frequency. And if we can be more attendant to the field, this energetic climate, energetic environment that we're creating, then we can perhaps better harness the power of that field to support our intentions. So this breathing together, I'm just sort of seeing this collective inhale and collective exhale, and collective inhale and collective exhale, creating a resonance, creating a harmony that is generating a field that then can carry the intention forward and empower it. If we can think of thoughts as things that are riding on these waves of intentionality within the field. And it might sound really woo-woo, it might sound really out there, but the fact is we know science-based that everything is energy. We don't interact that way. We imagine our physicalness somehow transcends energy, but our physicalness is energy. And when we connect more deeply to these energetic patterns, we influence them all the time, whether consciously or otherwise. And so when we collectively intend together, or if we collectively breathe together, we are moderating and modulating that energetic pulse almost. And intentions can ride on those waves. And that transcends time and space. With our breath, just by virtue of breathing, we're connecting to all time in its way, right? Because molecules from the beginning of the world are here in this moment. from every life that's ever been lived, from every manifestation on the planet. It's all here. It's all here right now. And we're part of all of it. And what if we were to be able to harness the energy of those eons of wisdom and knowledge and life and vitality, and actually bring it present and direct it in a wave, for instance, that can carry out into the galaxies. It's kind of an interesting perspective to play with, right? To recognize that we are beyond infinitesimal in this grand universe, and yet we are a meeting ground for everything that's ever been. That we are stardust, right? We are billion-year-old carbon. What was that song? The Age of Aquarius, right? But that's really what we are, is a manifestation of all time. And what if we were to more consciously and deliberately harness that energy and wisdom, focus and direct it with intention? Who knows what kinds of miracles we might be able to achieve. So with that, that's it for today. I invite you to check us out. Go to https://sustainabilitynow.global instead of .com. Sign up for our email list so that you'll get a reminder about our movie night tonight. We are sharing a premiere of an interview that my partner in crime at Sustainability Now did with one of the founders of Farmer's Footprint, which is an organization helping to popularize regenerative agriculture. And that founder will be with us for live Q&A after the premiere of the interview. And it should be a very enlightening evening, and I invite you to join us. So go sign up for the email list, and then you'll get notification. And it goes from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern this evening. So that's it for now. I'm Mira Rubin. This is the Core Connection. And I go live here each weekday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Enlightened World Network Facebook page and YouTube channel. And I invite you to check out the other awesome programming on Enlightened World Network and Enlightened World Living. And until next time, so much love to you.